Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Juice Made TV, and we have something quick to talk about. So guys, so guys, as y'all know, ESPN officially released the rankings for the 2023 high school class, and after ESPN made this release, many people had lots of issues about the placements, but specifically about two players in particular. Those two players being Bronny James and Mikey Williams. They ranked Bronny as the 24th best player in the class and Mikey Williams as the 3rd best player in the class. Now, from what I've heard, people have had mixed questions about Bronny James actually being ranked where he's at. Some people think that he's too low, and then there's some that think that this ranking is just right for him. But Mikey's ranking is the main one that I see that everybody is talking about. So like I said, ESPN rated Mikey as the 3rd best player in the nation, and the other two players that were actually ranked ahead of him were point guards DJ Wagner and center Jalen Lewis. See, both of these players was actually pretty much unknown throughout the entire nation prior to the rankings being released, but after the release, people have actually started to take notice of both of these players. Me personally, I'm not gonna lie, I never even heard of these two players, but after checking both of their games out, I respect each of their games and they both have lots of potential to be great players in the future. But back to Mikey Williams. Mikey, as y'all know, is pretty much the most popular high school basketball player in recent memory. His popularity continues to rise each and every day. However, one thing that I've really noticed about Mikey since he's bursting onto the scene is that it just looks like there's just all straight love and positivity about his game, and people just make it seem like Mikey is a lock to be the #1 pick in whichever draft that he's going to be in, and that he has no flaws or weaknesses, and they just make it seem like he's the best high school basketball player ever. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but just everybody always rides the wave and they don't keep it a buck with these young players. Mikey Williams is a human being. He has strengths, but he also has his flaws as well. It's completely normal to talk about what he needs to improve on so he can be a better player and he doesn't end up like another hyped up high school legend. But like I said, nobody ever talks about those types of things. But guys, that's why I'm here, to keep it real with you guys and really dissect the game to see if Mikey Williams is as good as the hype or if he is on the path of being another high school bust. Well, if you're still having mixed questions about Mikey's game, then today is your lucky day, because in this video, what we're actually going to do is talk about Mikey's game, see what he does great on the floor, what he doesn't, and if his game will translate in the next coming years, if he is overrated, and just if that #3 ranking actually suits him just right. So make sure you stick around and watch the full video, because this is going to be an action-packed video and the best breakdown on Mikey's game, and there may be some things that may surprise you about Mikey's game. So boom guys, let's go and get straight into this video and just talk about Mikey's game. So starting off with what he does great on the floor, the most obvious strength of Mikey Williams is his athletic and explosive ability. I mean guys, this is his bread and butter. This is the main reason why he is so popular in the basketball world. Mikey completes dunks as if he is Zion Williamson or even LeBron James. He honestly is one of the best dunkers for his age in basketball history. He even displays his dunking abilities in game situations. Whenever he gets the chance, Mikey will always try to hammer the ball in the rim on a defender. He doesn't care how big or small the defender is, he's going to try to put somebody on a poster. See, the fact that Mikey can do all this at his age, it's quite impressive to me. Mikey has great physical strength for his age, and I anticipate that he's going to get stronger in the next coming years. His explosiveness and athleticism is something that he can always rely on in the foreseeable future. He may not always need to dunk it on a defender, but if he continues to grow, his dunking ability will transfer over to him becoming more of a creative finisher around the rim. Now, what I also love about Mikey Williams is his potential to be a great shooter. For his age, Mikey has a great shooting stroke and has shown that he can knock down many open jumpers. You can tell that he really works on that part of his game when you watch him play, because rather than him attempting many dunks in the actual game, I always see Mikey attempt many jumpers. Now, they may not always be the best and high percentage shot available, but the fact that he actually attempts these kind of shots really shows you his confidence that he has in his jumper and ability to knock down these kinds of shots. From Mikey's form to his elevation to the spin that he has on the ball, it all comes together quite smoothly when he lets it loose out there on the floor. Now, with more reps and better spacing and coaching, I think we may see Mikey develop into a more consistent knockdown shooter. Now, if Mikey or a trainer or a coach ever watches this video, please keep developing and working on Mikey's jumper, because this is the most important aspect in basketball, and athleticism can only last so long. And I'm telling you, other high school players will soon catch up to Mikey, and Mikey will not be the most athletic guy that you will see on the floor. But if he can pair a consistent jumper with his athleticism, guys, he's going to be separated from a lot of his competition, and I guarantee you that Mikey Williams will see more success in his basketball career. And lastly, guys, the last thing I want to talk about that I love about Mikey's game is the fact that he is very mature for his age. From what I've seen so far from social media, Mikey handles the pressure pretty well, and he doesn't let all this get to his head or distract him from his main objective in basketball. Mikey looks like a young and hungry individual that is on a mission to take care of his friends and family. I personally respect his hustle and love that he has for the game and his city in San Diego. So boom, guys, that was just a quick look at what he does great on the floor. Now let's take a deep look at his weaknesses and some things that he can improve on to make him a much better player on the floor. So the biggest thing that I notice about Mikey's game is his inability to create for his teammates. Now, right now, Mikey is listed as a 6'1" shooting guard, which I personally don't know why, but if Mikey continues to stay at this height, he's going to have to develop the ability to create for his teammates and play the point guard position. Now, I'm not gonna lie, his teammates this past year, you know, they weren't the best. You know, I don't know if they were just young, but from what I personally saw, I only saw about maybe like 1 or 2 great players on his team. But for the most part, Mikey didn't really show much of creating and running the offense like a floor general. He mainly is a scoring guard, but he needs to adapt and show that he can create plays not just for himself, but to find easy points for him and his teammates. It looks like his teammates force a lot of shots, but with the amount of attention that Mikey gets on the offensive end of the ball, you know he attracts the defense, and majority of the time his teammates are going to be open. But Mikey lacks the ability to get it there and instead will force his way into the hole and take a low percentage shot. But like I said, his teammates, they weren't up to par. So with better teammates in the next coming years, I hope to see this part of Mikey's game improve. Now, Mikey can get a little reckless and force many shots from all parts of the floor. In the half court setting, Mikey will force many long twos and 3-point shots that they're just not high percentage shots, guys. I know Mikey has potential to be a great shooter, but he needs to be a little more patient and break down his defender for more higher percentage shots. At times, I always see Mikey attempt these long fadeaway mid-range jumpers and 3-point jumpers, and if he were to play better competition with better defenders, these kinds of shots, they're not gonna cut it, guys. I'm telling you that right now. I think Mikey attempts these shots though just because he doesn't see the openings at times on the floor, and he's not a patient player at the moment, and he will rush into bad shots occasionally. But like I said, with better coaching, teammates, and patience, he's going to learn to attempt better, higher percentage shots. Now also, Mikey's defensive effort is questionable for me as well. When I watch full games, I see Mikey cherry pick a lot and isn't the main one guarding, you know, the main objective on the offensive side of the ball. Now, I understand this strategy from a coaching standpoint. just because he is a threat on the fast breaks, so he can just get it and go. But when he is on the half court setting, he doesn't really give the most effort like he does on the offensive side of the ball. Mikey has potential in the defensive end just because of his physical strength and his athleticism, so he needs to take that portion of his game more serious. If Mikey can improve on the defensive end, I see Mikey being one of the top picks in whichever draft that he ends up being in. So lastly, the biggest thing for me about Mikey Williams is if he's going to continue to grow and be a bigger player. Mikey is a freshman at the moment, but we've seen this before. His height is going to be the biggest determination of how great of a player he's going to be and how much success he's going to be. Guys, I'm telling you, his fellow classmates are going to soon catch up, and it's not going to be the same in his senior year. If Mikey Williams can get to at least 6'4"-ish, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", I think he's gonna be safe, but only time will tell. Trust me, I'm rooting for Mikey Williams and his basketball career. I want to see Mikey succeed and make it into the NBA. It just always scares me when players receive this much hype at such a young age, and I'm telling you, it can be pretty dangerous for some of these young individuals. They have so much pressure to succeed, and if Mikey does not make it into the NBA and if he gets surpassed by other players of his age, people are going to be calling him a bust, and it's gonna be detrimental to his mental health. But it looks like Mikey has the right people in his corner, and he's a hard worker, and he's going to be just fine. I personally do not think that Mikey Williams is overrated. You know, he has great potential and he has been living up to it so far. But personally, I do think that DJ Wagner does deserve to be the #1 player in the class. You know, from what I've seen so far, he's very, very mature and skilled for his age. And from what I've seen, he looks like a legit player. Guys, I'll be most likely doing a breakdown of his game, so make sure you actually subscribe if you want to see that. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button, guys. We're almost to 6,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, guys. I'm a broke college student, so if you guys want to help me out, that's something that you can do, guys. And I will be doing a breakdown on DJ Wagner and Bronny James in the next coming days, so make sure you subscribe for that. And do not forget to comment below your thoughts on Mikey Williams, and if you think he should be the 3rd best player in the class, or do you think he should be #1, just comment anything down below. I reply to 100% of the comments. And with that all being said, guys, thank you for watching, and it's been another episode of Juice Made TV. Peace.